My name's Rachel, I'm 32 years old, and I've never forgotten the sting of seeing my own face turned into a joke for the internet to laugh at. I still remember the exact moment, sitting at my kitchen table, a cup of cold coffee beside my laptop, when my phone started buzzing nonstop. At first, I thought maybe something serious had happened. But when I opened Instagram, my heart dropped. There it was, a post from my sister, Lily, a bright filtered collage with a caption that read, "We all start somewhere, glow up challenge." And right there, in front of thousands of her followers, were my old baby and teenage photos. Braces, acne, awkward haircut, all of it. Hundreds of comments poured in, laughing emojis, people tagging their friends, calling me unrecognizable. I scrolled through them, frozen, like I was watching someone else's nightmare. My chest tightened with shame. I felt 12 again, standing in front of a mirror, hearing Lily's voice teasing me about how I'd never glow up. Only this time it wasn't just her laughing. It was everyone. I didn't post much online, never really liked showing my face. But Lily, she lived for it. She had the kind of charm people couldn't look away from, and she knew it. She built her whole life around likes and filters. And now, she'd use that same spotlight to humiliate me. I wanted to scream, to text her, to demand she take it down. But I didn't. Instead, I sat there, scrolling through the comments, feeling the slow burn of something I hadn't felt in years. Not just pain, but power. Because while Lily thought she'd made me the punchline, she didn't realize I'd been watching her carefully. Every post, every caption, every lie she told her followers. And if she wanted to turn me into content, I was about to show her what real exposure looked like. Lily and I grew up in a house where appearances meant everything. Our mom used to say, "People judge what they see before they know who you are." She meant it about everything, our clothes, our smiles, even the way we sat at the dinner table. From the outside, we looked like the perfect suburban family. My dad ran a small accounting firm, and my mom volunteered at charity galas, always in pearls and pastel dresses. But behind all that polish, there was competition, unspoken, constant, exhausting. And Lily, she was the shining star. She was 3 years younger than me, but everyone acted like she was the older one. Confident, beautiful, charming. She had this laugh that could fill a room and this way of making everyone like her instantly. Even teachers adored her. I was the quiet one, the sweet but shy daughter, the one who drew in sketchbooks and preferred staying home on weekends. Whenever family friends visited, Mom would show off Lily's trophies and videos from her dance recitals, while I stood in the corner, pretending it didn't hurt. It wasn't that Lily hated me. She just enjoyed being above me. She'd tease me about my clothes, my posture, the way I talked. If I got upset, she'd say, "Relax. Rach, I'm just kidding." That line became the soundtrack of my teenage years. Our parents always brushed it off. That's just sister stuff. But they didn't see the way she'd smile when I cried, or how she'd copy something I did and make it better, louder, prettier. By the time we hit our 20s, Lily had turned her charm into a brand. She started posting makeup tutorials and funny, relatable sister moments online. Her followers grew fast. She became the kind of influencer companies wanted, bubbly, polished, perfect. Meanwhile, I was just Rachel, working as a graphic designer, renting a small apartment, keeping to myself. But I never stopped watching. And sometimes when I'd scroll through her feed and see her smiling face, I'd wonder if she still saw me as the awkward sister she could make fun of. Turns out, she did. It started on a random Saturday morning, the kind where nothing's supposed to happen. I was still in pajamas, folding laundry, when my phone wouldn't stop buzzing. At first, I thought it was work, maybe a client needing a revision. But when I saw my best friend Jenna's message, "Rach, have you seen what Lily posted?" My stomach twisted. I opened Instagram, and there it was, a carousel of photos. My baby pictures, toddler ones, even a few from high school, the braces, the acne, the oversized glasses. She'd titled it "Proof Anyone Can Glow Up," before and after. Her caption said, "Don't worry, guys, that's my sister. She turned out fine. I think." The post had already blown up. Thousands of likes, hundreds of laughing emojis. People tagged their friends, calling it hilarious and relatable. Some even commented things like, "OMG, she looked like that?" I felt my chest tighten as I scrolled, recognizing pictures I hadn't seen in years, ones only family would have. I'd always hated those photos. The ones where I wasn't smiling right, where my body looked awkward, where I felt invisible. Lily had turned them into content. I called her immediately. She didn't answer. When she finally texted back, it said, "Relax, it's just a joke. Everyone's laughing with you." With me? No one was laughing with me. I was the punchline. I sat on my couch, scrolling through hundreds of comments until I couldn't breathe. The shame was heavy, like someone had poured it over me in thick layers. It wasn't just embarrassment, it was betrayal. Because this wasn't some stranger online. This was my sister. I went to our parents' house that evening, ready to tell them how wrong it was. But they just smiled, saying, "Oh, honey, Lily's just playful. Don't take it so seriously." That was the moment it hit me. No one was ever going to stand up for me. Not mom, not dad, not even Lily, who didn't think she'd done anything wrong. So I stopped trying to get anyone to understand. Instead, I went home, sat in front of my computer, and looked at Lily's profile. The smiling selfies, the perfect sister captions, the thousands of people who adored her. And for the first time, I didn't feel small. I felt focused. Because if Lily thought she could use her followers to humiliate me, then she clearly hadn't learned how dangerous truth can be when it's finally turned around. I didn't sleep that night. My phone kept lighting up with new comments, tags, and messages I didn't want to read. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that post. My face, frozen in awkward childhood moments, turned into a meme for her followers. By morning, something inside me had changed. The hurt was still there, but beneath it was a quiet determination. Lily wanted attention. Fine. I'd give her more attention than she could handle. I created a new Instagram account. No photo, no name, just a blank profile with a quiet purpose. I followed Lily and started watching. Really watching. For weeks, I studied everything. Her captions, her tags, her comments. The way she pretended to be kind online while privately complaining about her fans. The lies she told about her sponsorships, pretending she donated to causes she'd never even mentioned to our family. And I had proof. Because Lily wasn't careful. She talked too much, even in family group chats. She bragged about faking partnerships, joked about her followers, mocked them behind their backs. Screenshots she thought no one would ever use. I started small. A few anonymous posts on a gossip forum, insider leaks, about an influencer who faked her charity donations and treated her sister like a prop. People were quick to speculate. A few guessed it might be Lily. Then, on her own posts, I began leaving subtle comments. "Didn't you say you donated that money to the shelter?" Funny how kindness disappears offline. Nothing cruel, just enough to make people curious. Her followers started asking questions. "Wait, is that true? What's going on?" Her replies were defensive at first, then desperate. I could see the panic in her stories. Shaky videos, captions about jealous people trying to bring her down. I said nothing. I just watched. Then came the turning point. A popular influencer page picked up one of the leaked screenshots, Lily making fun of a fan's outfit. It went viral overnight. Suddenly, her comment section turned from praise to outrage. Sponsors pulled back, followers unfollowed. The perfect image she'd built started to crack. And while everyone else saw the drama unfolding in real time, I saw something different. For the first time in years, Lily's mask slipping. She wasn't the confident, untouchable sister anymore. She was scared, and I wasn't done yet. By the end of that week, Lily's world was cracking like thin glass. Her followers were turning on her fast, questioning her charity claims, posting side-by-side screenshots of her lies. Influencer pages were calling her the next fake feel-good fraud. And still, she kept posting. Forced smiles, crying videos, desperate captions like, "You can't believe everything you see online." It was almost painful to watch. Almost. Then one evening, she showed up at my apartment unannounced. She looked different, eyes red, hair messy, her voice trembling. "Rachel," she said, pushing past me, "are you behind this?" My heart thudded, but my face stayed calm. "Behind what?" I asked, pretending not to know. She threw her phone on the table. The screen showed one of the leaked screenshots, a A DM where she mocked a fan's disability. "Someone's posting private messages," she said. "Only family would have those. It's you, isn't it?" I looked her in the eye. "You're the one who posts private stuff, remember?" Her face hardened. "You're jealous," she spat. "You always have been. You can't stand that people actually like me." That hit a nerve, but I didn't let her see it. "People liked you," I said quietly. "They're just starting to see who you really are." She stormed out, slamming the door so hard the frame rattled. The next day, she went live, crying into the camera, claiming, "Someone close to me is spreading lies." Her followers flooded the chat with sympathy at first, but when another round of screenshots surfaced, ones showing her bragging about faking giveaways, sympathy turned to disgust. I hadn't even posted those. Someone else had. The followers she'd built on manipulation were now digging through her old posts, finding her contradictions on their own. It was like watching a tower collapse, one brick at a time. Mom called me that night, voice tense. "Rachel, your sister's having a breakdown. Please stop whatever this is." "I didn't start it," I told her. "She did." Silence. Then a quiet sigh. "You girls have always competed too much." She didn't understand. It was never competition. It was survival. For the first time in my life, Lily wasn't the one with control. But the truth still hadn't fully come out. Not yet. Because I had something even her followers hadn't seen. Something that would end the image she'd built forever. And once that truth came out, there'd be no going back. The final crack came on a Thursday night. Quiet, unremarkable, like every other night before everything burned down. I was sitting on my couch scrolling through Lily's latest apology post, her face streaked with mascara, voice trembling about toxic cancel culture. It was a performance and everyone could see it. The comments were brutal. But I knew it wasn't over yet, because I still had one message that hadn't seen daylight, the one that showed who Lily truly was. It was from 6 months earlier. She'd partnered with a mental health nonprofit, posted teary videos about supporting women in recovery. I remembered being proud of her at the time, but the message I had told a different story. In it, she bragged to a friend that she'd kept most of the funds from a charity collab and that her followers wouldn't notice. She'd even attached the receipts, proof of the deposit, into her personal account. For weeks, I'd debated using it. It felt too heavy, too final. But after she'd humiliated me, after she'd laughed about it to friends in our family group chat, something inside me broke that could never be fixed. So that night, I posted it. Not from the fake account, from my own. Caption: Since we're talking about truth, here's some that never made it into Lily's highlight reel. I attached screenshots of the messages, the transactions, the original email from the charity thanking her for the donation that never came. Within minutes, it spread like wildfire. People reposted, commented, tagged the nonprofit. The charity itself confirmed it. Yes, Lily had promised a donation, but they'd never received it. I watched her follower count drop in real time. Thousands gone. Her stories disappeared. Her page went dark. A few hours later, there was a knock at my door. It was Lily. No makeup, no camera, just her, shaking, eyes swollen from crying. "How could you?" she whispered. I stared at her. "You made a career out of lying. I just showed them the truth." She sank onto the couch, burying her face in her hands. "You ruined my life." I almost laughed, not out of cruelty, but disbelief. "You ruined mine years ago, Lily. You just did it in front of everyone." She looked up, tears streaking down her cheeks. "You don't get it. This was all I had. Without it, I'm nothing." Her voice cracked, and for a moment I saw the little sister I used to share a room with. The one who begged me to braid her hair before school. I wanted to comfort her. I wanted to hate her. I wanted to undo everything and go back to before it all turned poisonous. But I couldn't. I sat beside her quietly. You could have had everything, Lily. You just had to stop turning people into props. She didn't answer. She just sat there, staring at the floor as the phone in her hand lit up again and again. Messages, notifications, headlines, and that was it. The end of the influencer. The end of the golden sister. The moment the world saw Lily exactly the way I'd always known her to be. Not perfect, not powerful, just human. And me? For the first time, I wasn't hiding in her shadow anymore. The days after everything collapsed felt quiet. Almost eerily so. Lily's page vanished within 24 hours. One day she had 500,000 followers. The next, it was gone. No goodbye post, no statement, nothing. Just silence. But the internet didn't stay silent. News outlets picked it up. Influencer accused of charity fraud. Comment sections filled with shock, disappointment, anger. Screenshots of her apology videos resurfaced, turned into memes. Her face, once flawless and adored, became a cautionary tale. I should have felt victorious. I should have felt like justice had been served. But instead, I felt empty. Mom called constantly, asking if I was proud of what I'd done. Dad stayed quiet, pretending not to take sides, but I could hear the tension in every conversation, the guilt they didn't want to admit. "You two need to talk," Mom said one night. I tried talking, I said softly. For years. No one listened. There was a pause. Then, for the first time in my life, she said, "I'm sorry." It wasn't much, but it was something. Meanwhile, Lily disappeared from public life completely. I'd hear bits and pieces through mutual friends. She'd moved out of the city, cut off most contacts, was trying to get help. At first, I ignored it. Then one night, I saw an old photo of us as kids, her arm around me, both of us laughing in the backyard. For a second, I missed her. Not the influencer. My sister. I started going to therapy, trying to unpack what all of this had done to me. Years of being laughed at, minimized, ignored. The therapist said something that stuck with me. Revenge gives power, but healing gives peace. Which one are you ready for? At first, I didn't know the answer. Then, one morning, I deleted all my fake accounts, the ones I'd used to watch her. It felt strange, almost like saying goodbye to a part of myself I didn't need anymore. That evening, I went for a walk. The air was cold, crisp. For the first time in months, I looked up instead of down at my phone. I realized I wasn't angry anymore, just tired, and finally free. The world had seen Lily's truth, but I was just beginning to find mine. It's been 6 months since everything happened, and sometimes I still wake up expecting to see another notification, another headline, another wave of chaos. But now, there's only stillness. Lily and I haven't spoken since that night. I don't think we will for a long time, maybe ever. But the strange thing is, I don't hate her anymore. I think I finally understand her, and myself. She spent her life chasing validation, and I spent mine running from shame. We were two sides of the same wound, shaped by the same house where being seen mattered more than being known. I started writing again, not posts, not revenge plans, just stories. Little moments about growing up, family, forgiveness. I even started painting again, something I hadn't done since college. It feels good to create without fear of being mocked. Sometimes people still message me, telling me they remember that viral mess, how they supported me, or always knew she was fake. I don't respond. Because it's not about sides anymore. It's about peace. The truth is, revenge didn't heal me. It didn't fill the ache she left inside me. It just quieted the noise long enough for me to hear myself think. There are days I wish I'd handled things differently. Maybe talked to her. Maybe walked away before posting that last proof. But then I remember the years of silence, of laughing along just to survive, and I know I did what I needed to do to finally be heard. Now, when I look in the mirror, I don't see the awkward sister or the family joke. I see someone who stopped letting shame define her. Someone who finally found her own reflection, not filtered through her sister's spotlight. And maybe that's the real glow up, not the kind you post about, but the kind you live quietly, day by day. Because in the end, Lily taught me something she never meant to. Image can break you, but truth, even painful truth, is what rebuilds you.